Hello, my name is Thomas Cohn, and on behalf of my co-authors Nikhil Devraj and Otis Chadwick Jenkins, I'm presenting our work, Topologically Informed Atlas Learning, which is a generalization of ordinary manifold learning techniques. I'll begin with some background. A manifold is a generalization of the idea of a smooth surface to any number of dimensions. The important property is that it's locally Euclidean. If you look at a small enough region, it's effectively no different than a Euclidean space. Manifold learning leverages this to perform dimensionality reduction. Given data in a high-dimensional space, we model it as lying along some smooth manifold of a lower dimension. By identifying the manifold, we can unwrap or flatten it, yielding a lower dimensional representation of the data. A problematic assumption behind manifold learning is that it assumes the manifold can be flattened in one piece. But this isn't true for all manifolds. Counterexamples include the sphere, torus, and Mobius strip, which are shown here, as well as the Lie groups SO3 and SE3, both of which frequently appear in robotics. Our solution is to instead learn an atlas of coordinate charts. A coordinate chart is a mapping from a subset of the manifold to a Euclidean space, and an atlas is a collection of overlapping charts that together cover the manifold. The key benefit of learning an atlas is we obtain a faithful low-dimensional representation within each chart embedding, but still maintain knowledge of the global data topology. To learn an atlas, we begin by covering the manifold with many small charts. We can safely assume these charts can be flattened by the local Euclidean property. We then combine them in a bottom-up approach where overlapping charts are combined only if the new chart won't contain any loops or holes. We are able to determine this by only examining the intersection of the two charts, which is much smaller than their union. And we don't have to compute an intermediate embedding of the chart, which would be computationally expensive. When no charts can be combined, we embed each chart domain with the manifold learning algorithm isomap, yielding our final atlas. Here, we visualize the chart combining process with a simple cylinder manifold. Points in the cylinder are colored by chart assignment, and charts are combined until we're left with just two charts, which can't be combined without introducing a hole into the domain. The top left image is the original manifold, where color denotes position on the cylinder. The top center and top right are the two chart domains, and the image below each of them is the respective embedding. The bottom left image is the embedding produced by vanilla isomap, which has flattened the cylinder into a circle, losing information. We also learn a representation of a human gait cycle from motion capture data. This is a cyclical motion, so atlas learning is required to produce a 1D embedding. The two charts on the left side are mapped onto a circle, and the continuous motion across both of the charts corresponds to the cyclical walking motion. Finally, we use atlas learning to produce non-parametric kinematic models for articulated objects. For objects with kinematic loops or with non-standard constraints beyond just rotation and translation, manifold learning has been effective at producing kinematic models. However, rotational joint limits will appear as holes in the manifold, so atlas learning is required. This can opener presents an example of such an object. To learn a kinematic model, a human manipulates the can opener in front of a camera, and April tag fiducial markers are used to obtain link poses. These link poses are then embedded with atlas learning. The two plots on the left are the two charts in the atlas and are colored by the angle of the smaller handle on the can opener. The plot on the right is the object configuration generated from an arbitrary point in the embedding, which is indicated by the moving crosshair. Together, the two charts accurately represent the cyclical nature of the joint. Thank you.